back in a moment, it looks like.
Okay, we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryant Falls, well, it would welcome you, but it's dealing with a situation or two right now. First, a few state police were called out to Valley Heights Metal and Scrap, and then more units were called. A CSI unit, more units, the sheriff and deputy, and the place is now swarming, almost literally swarming with police.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
One piece of news. The other is, yeah, sure, it was spring in Bryant Falls, but occasionally you get this sort of last burst of winter trying to break through, and that's what's happening now. So you have So you have the police searching Valley Heights motor and such, looking for things, which the group knows about, and they're probably going to get interviewed, asking how much they how they were investigating. And I should be careful not to throw dice on the floor or something, and getting a handle on just how these civilians made their impact on the case, how they investigated and so forth. And they are finding some crazy stuff around Valley Heights.
Valley Fork.
Yeah. Maybe I should get less clever with the naming of things.
Never. You keep being you. We need that. So they're like, oh, hey, organs.
Yeah. So let's see. Kamaria, Ray, Roy, and... well, let's see. Yeah, Kamaria, Ray, and Roy would be the primary interviewees, because they were actually on the scene and had recovered the two of the teenagers that went missing in the previous circumstance.
Oh, yes. That will be difficult to explain.
So there was the one who was catatonic, and then the other person...
A girl. The guy was catatonic, and the girl was whimpering, but she was clear enough to see that we would help them.
Yeah, and she asked
despondent but coherent.
Yeah, she asked about her friend, but...
And for some reason, you didn't point her at the freezer.
Hell no! We're not
we didn't,
cruel.
Yeah, we told her that we didn't have a lot of hope for her friend.
Yeah, Shirley Ortega was the coherent one. Richard McGee was... he couldn't even.
Yes.
April Hans was, well, found. And Christopher William was the original victim by the side of the road.
The guy who tipped us off in a way that can't be known by the police.
Yeah, it'd certainly be inadmissible in court.
Yeah. Good thing that there is not much for the court to do.
Well, okay, this is going to help tie up, they're not sure how many missing person cases.
I guess they are going to find bones. A lot of bones.
What they're really searching for the DNA evidence is that sort of slurry of red paste under the grating in the kitchen. Yeah. Talk about target-rich environment. So you're being interviewed on that stuff, which leaves... Well, let's see. Casey got out of there early in order to try to go back and make some contact with the real world or something. So Casey was not involved in this bust. And Lucy Hernandez had not been involved in the Valley Heights fiasco. What are you two doing? It's just getting on toward a Monday morning.
And you have pictures in your inbox on the phone. Pictures that tell you where we went before we disappeared.
Our vacation.
Yeah.
Timeline updates.
We were expecting to die, so we sent you pictures so that you would
We were expecting to die. No big deal.
be able to find out where we went and how we disappeared.
But you are
We didn't.
okay for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
Police crawling over that place. Meanwhile, snow continues to fall. One of those freak winter storms has come up.
I am checking the forecast. What does the weather forecast say?
Yeah, meteorologists are still scratching their heads over the suddenness of this storm that apparently completely caught them by surprise.
So I maybe have a reason to be moderately concerned.
Yeah. Definitely.
So the 5-day forecast is question marks. They just tore it down.
Yeah.
Well, as meteorologists do, they make educated guesses based on the information they have. The storm suddenly provides new information. They also have to figure out how their previous guesses based on their previous information was wrong. And something tells me they're not going to find a coherent answer in their history.
But it's
Never
their
before
job
has this
to
happened.
act as if they did.
True story.
You know, it's entirely possible they will hang on to this data for a generation, constantly looking over it and thinking, how could we have been so mistaken?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's going to be a small group of people sort of laughing up their sleeves at them, saying, we're not telling.
Is it
Provided they live, of course. Which is,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Is it looking like it's going to get worse? Maybe.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a proper snowstorm. Winter taking one final dump on Bryant Falls before the spring and summer get here properly.
Is it still April?
Yeah, I think it's gotten into May at this point.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really not good. That's not good.
There are cases in recorded history where this happened. Few and far between.
But there are no cases in recorded history where it happened directly after some weird frozen ghost shenanigans.
Not as far
Oddly
as we're
enough,
aware of.
meteorologists don't collect that data. Which is a pity, because if they did, they'd probably have much better educated guesses.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might check in with Mr. Five Peaks and see if he has any ideas about the weather. And also get him up to date on what happened.
So you're going to be driving around in this stuff.
Oh yes.
Well-
By the way, Five Peaks also got the pictures,
Mm-hmm.
as did Doug Fisher.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah.
all the people have all the knowledge.
You were live streaming your fight in the dark.
We would if we had
Fine.
a cell connection down there.
Yeah, they didn't have much service, unfortunately.
Well,
That's why
once
the fight is still, a private affair.
Yeah, it's okay. They just resurfaced. I'm looking at their stream now.
Ugh.
Who got resurfaced?
So,
Power off the phone. Power off the phone.
Yeah.
That's enough reality for 1 minute.
Mhm.
I'd say our official reason to be there was that we used deductive reasoning because we figured somebody had to have a tow truck. And who has a tow truck? This guy. And we happened to see someone enter the compound via the underground way. So it's not even a lie. Technically, not. It's not even a lie. Just how we got there sounds a bit less crazy and more.
how we got there,
sane.
we're insane.
Is that
Yeah.
how you
How
were
we-
telling? You were answering the questions. What I'm telling you isn't even technically a lie.
No,
They say, what
that's
do you
what I'm
mean?
telling you. I'm telling them that it is everything, nothing to do with any crazy stories about knives or anything. It's just that we were thinking hard and had a bit of luck to be at the right time at
At
the right place. And so we were able to save those two, sadly only those two people. What a happy coincidence.
For some value of happy. Yeah,
I'm
so
curious. Do the local cops come into the scene at all?
Oh, yeah. Denby and Frechette do come in, and they are justifiably horrified.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Do they have any reaction to us being there?
I bet.
Let's see. Maybe a little bit of relief, and a certain measure of light bulb going on moment.
Uh-oh. I'm not sure that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sort of, as the state troopers and a bunch of oddly ecstatic CSI people go around gathering samples off of anything and everything. They do approach you as in this sort of milling throng of blue.
Mhm.
Let's see, who would they? And there it goes onto the floor. I need a better die rolling surface than an overstuffed chair. I got to tell you. Let's see. Let's start with Ray.
Okay.
Yeah, who they approach and are you all right? Were you? Well, scuff. What happened in there?
I'm not really sure anymore.
You just come here on a writing trip originally, hadn't you?
Yeah, I'd say my research went far afield.
That's the understatement of the century.
How much true crime writing have you done?
This was going to be my first novel, but I think I might skip this one.
I don't know. You got something on your hands. No, I mean the books. I mean, stop checking your hands. Yeah.
That's just a bit of brain matter.
I did get rid of the knife, right, Emmy?
I don't know, where did you get rid of the knife, or did you even get the knife?
He had a
Well, I started
knife.
with the knife, and then I left the game. So
He left one knife in the neck of Isabel. So there's
okay.
that.
Not sure that would have been the skinning knife, though.
No.
I'm talking about the knife.
Oh, the
Yeah,
knife.
I don't know that we specifically said what we did with it.
I think we left it inside Amy.
It seems a respectful thing to do.
We'll just leave this here for safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that probably wasn't our best move.
I think it was, because where would we put it? And what would we say when after the CSI people are finished with her corpse, they ask, "Where's this weapon?"
That's true.
That would be awkward.
Yeah.
Knife wound, curved tip, about 4 inches long. Very
There's
sharp.
nothing like this.
Yeah.
So we left it inside her, so they have less work to do.
True.
But we warn them not to touch it because of the fingerprints, of course.
Oh, gloves at the very least. We know
Yeah.
how to handle evidence, don't worry.
Yeah, that's good.
Also, it's cursed.
Let's see, one of the troopers does come over to Kamaria
Uh-huh.
and says, "Are you all right? That was whatever happened in there must have been very intense. Are you injured?"
Well, I mean, my friend did some first aid on me, so
Okay, well, you might want to get looked over. We'll get a doctor over here to, or we can send you over to the hospital up in Blue Ridge.
no, the doctor's fine.
Okay, because this is all such a blur. And with the snow falling, too, we might have to get into traffic control soon, too.
You think it's gonna get that bad?
Well, okay, Weather Service didn't see this coming, so
Yeah, I bet.
yeah, they were caught flat-footed.
Well, I mean, when is the weather service ever right?
They're usually not this wrong.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, maybe somebody did some sort of voodoo curse or something.
Voodoo curse, yeah. Yeah, he safely does not believe that. You get that feeling.
Oh,
So-
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, then at some point, yeah, Sheriff Denby is going to come over to Roy.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy meeting you here.
I was hoping he would overlook me.
Yeah, and he's come over with a look of genuine concern.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, really now.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Oh, hi.
Mr. McNamara, are you all right? I'd heard that there were several injured in the whatever happened down there.
Oh yes, I was bitten badly by this one girl. She was so wild. She was almost beast-like in the way she acted.
Beast-like?
Almost.
Okay, can you tell which girl? Because I'm hoping rabies isn't an issue here, obviously.
Yeah, it's it isn't.
Are you sure? Even so, and what bites can be very nasty.
That's true. I think you should clean it out with a lot of good disinfectant. Just
Yeah. Oh, he drank. Oh no, he drank it already.
maybe
I'm-
some extra.
I'm sure some medics from the state troopers are already bandaging it.
Denby, can you give Ray or can you give Roy all of his shots, please?
And some of mine.
You may need some of those yourself. Are you trying to convince Denby that that bite isn't a big thing?
No, I'm trying to convince him that it is a big thing, and that she attacked me from behind. I was looking in another direction, and she attacked
Okay.
me, bit me in the shoulder from
Here's
the
the
back.
problem. When she bit you, she wasn't exactly a she, remember?
Wait, while a
No,
dog,
she
she
is a
didn't have a
she.
vagina?
Well, okay. She was less than she was more an approximation of a she, let's put it that way.
Well, I didn't get a clear look of her, but I'm sure it's her because she was there and nobody else.
And yes, like a dog bite.
That's for the medics to discuss because there was no dog, obviously, because
She was
there
quite
is
a
no
bitch at
dog.
the time.
Because, well, she must have had one hell of an overbite.
Apparently,
That still doesn't look good. I suggest, yeah, you need to see a doctor to get that cleaned out. On another matter, and this is kind of delicate.
oh yeah.
Had you heard anything of? I don't know how to break this. Because I need to dig up the name. I need to dig up the name from the case file 3.
Mm-hmm. Case file 3. That was the.
That was the one in which you were. That was the one in which you were properly introduced to the skinning knife.
Mm-hmm.
You mean you don't keep a comprehensive document with all of these in it?
Oh, actually, I'm just loading up the wiki now. Yeah, I keep a personal wiki for all the campaign notes.
Good plan.
Yeah, but when I remember to open it. Okay, this is about the mayor's daughter.
Oh, Joy Norwick.
Yeah, Joy Norwick. We're concerned that she might be coming back to town.
Really?
Yes. I want to make sure you're all right.
What do you mean by concerned? If she's coming back, she's just coming back by her father's call, isn't?
No, she didn't. She got out of the school where she was sent, and we think she came back here. Yes, or we think she was either coming back or already came back.
Oh,
Oh.
that's interesting. I'm sure she will call her father when she's arrived.
I'm not sure she's going to do that either, considering the way she got out of the school.
Uh-oh.
Well,
maybe I need to come clean with you here. The whole reason that well, there was a scandal associated with the mayor's daughter roofing a science teacher and trying to.
I heard.
Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, I admit the mayor was concerned about the scandal, but oh, you guys.
Mind.
So, what kind?
Yeah, so-
Yeah, why wouldn't she call her father?
because it was her father that sent her away in the first place.
And she didn't
For
want
trying
to?
and for trying what she did with you. It may well be that you were caught in the backblast of the scandal prevention, and for that I kind of apologize. Yeah, I know. I need to apologize for that.
Oh,
Oh, no.
well, not a problem. Apology accepted, of course.
Roy needs to get a danger sense, I think.
You're so
Just to let you know, if you're watching this video sometime in the future, we have some sick people in chat, and it's just the players.
yes, we do.
Oh,
It's done again.
dear Gord. We have wrongness in the chat, the likes of which even God has not seen before. So yes, the wrong word has officially gone into the right ear.
Yeah, God damn it, Tenby. God damn it, Tenby. If I'd been standing like right next to them, I would have actually
I think the state trooper.
elbowed Tenby. Like, fuck the fact that he's the sheriff. I would have been like, what?
Good thing that the state trooper is distracting you at that moment.
Yeah, he was kinda.
Damn it, Tenby.
Purely unintentional,
Damn it, Tenby.
because he didn't know that can of worms would get opened.
He didn't even
And
know about
honest-
that kind of war.
And honestly, who opens a can of worms with a howitzer? This group, that's who.
Damn it,
Oh,
Tenby.
wow.
Tone it down.
So as that continues to unfold there, let's get back and see if... tell you what, let's go back over to Casey, who was driving out to Albert Five Peaks, or just calling.
For whatever reason, I decided to go visit him to talk to him in person.
Yeah.
Maybe I
You ran
just need
halfway
some
there.
time to clear my head from all the crazy,
From all the shit.
the crazy, terrible things.
Yeah, well, Bryant Falls is getting dumped on with snow, it turns out. And even on the outskirts, as you make your way out to his place, there is a fair amount of dust on the road. There may be a certain measure of control you have to maintain. Tell you what, yeah, Casey, how many points would you like to spend to succeed at a driving roll? Target number 4.
I will be a stick in the mud and spend 3.
Fancy that. So I'm not going to require a roll from you since you spent enough points to make it automatic.
Ooh, I got 6 though. so that's cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
You are the best driver.
Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't require you to make a driving roll, but in this particular case, it looked like something white ran across the road in front of you, and you had to sort of brake and steer and control for drift and so forth.
Something
But
white.
something white, yeah.
About how tall?
Yeah, great.
It was pretty tall for a rabbit, maybe about 5 or 6 feet.
That's rabbits usually normally have 4 feet, so yeah, that's concerning.
But you can keep moving if you want to.
Did it appear to have like a loping gait, or was it like terrifying?
It actually did lope a bit.
All right, I'll just double check to make sure my doors are locked.
They seem to be, and you're continuing to drive out to Alfred Five Peaks.
Yeah, I don't want to get carjacked by a Yeti.
That would be bad, yeah. And so you get out to his place. He's shoveling the driveway.
It still can shoot.
And he looks over and... Oh, hi. Coming in for coffee?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's go inside. I want to pick your brain about the weather, but I just saw something, and yeah, let's not be outside right now.
All right. Do I need to get anything from the office?
Do you have a shotgun?
Okay, he brings you in the front. Well, he kicks the snow off his boots, takes you in the front entrance. What load, he says, reaching into the front closet where he has 4 different shotguns in a rack.
I don't know what. I saw something. It was about this tall, and it was white, and it ran in front of me, and it was not like it was not a person.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to mess around with this one. I'm going to go for. He picks the 4th shotgun off the stack, and the little bag next to it with the solid slug ammo, and asks, "So what's going on?"
I was hoping maybe you had.
As he locks the door behind you.
I was hoping maybe you knew or would be able to find out. You, of course, I think you've seen the pictures from the, was it the metal?
The Valley Heights Metal and Salvage Yard.
Oh, yeah, from the salvage yard.
Yeah. More properly, Valley Heights Metal and Scrap.
Metal and Scrap. That place. So I don't want to jump to conclusions, but this if this weather had happened earlier in the year, whatever. But it's May, and shit is getting freaky.
Timing would be a little suspicious for that if something else happened. Something tells me you saw something else happen.
This is how you leave.
He says as he leads you to the back office.
Is he doing that menacingly, or are you just saying that?
I'm just saying that.
Okay. Because I ignored he locks the door behind you, but then okay.
Under the circumstances, would you rather he lock the door in front of you, leaving you outside?
No, and that's why I ignore that,
go.
because it's normal, but then he leads you to the back office, and then down into the dungeon.
Are you asking about his dungeon?
No.
You
I'm
sure?
not.
Okay.
Casey has already fled one dungeon.
Yeah, that's right. I'm really good at that now.
Can we add that to the character matrix as a skill?
Dungeon fleeing.
Well, you already have fleeing as a skill out there.
I do, but this is even more specialized. You get like 10 points of dungeon fleeing for one regular point.
Yeah, not doing that. Sorry.
How many dungeons are you imagining us to come across? Where that would be overpowered.
One in the first season.
Okay. Season 2 is dungeon season. Dungeon World. All right.
Dungeon World would not be a bad game to run for a group of people, but for the West Road campaign, which I'll talk about later, yeah, I wasn't necessarily thinking Dungeon World, although it would be a fantasy campaign. But right now though, we're playing this thing.
Indeed.
Yeah,
And I'm not scared.
everything's fine.
It's fine. I'm fine.
So the reason I came here was to talk about the weather, but I saw something that was either the world's fastest albino bear or a gorilla, maybe. I don't know.
As the bears around here wouldn't be white, and we don't have gorillas typically, yeah, we've got a problem. Did something else happen?
I don't know if they were able to retrieve the skinning knife or not.
So they might have done some... Oh boy. And he starts rifling the books on the shelf in the library, in his over his desk in the home office, which, remember, has a sort of log cabin aesthetic to it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good place for the end of the world.
Not that good. I think I only have... Yeah, but I think I only have canned goods for about a week and a half. Maybe I should start thawing out the ham.
It's your call. I have no plans to go to any sort of extreme measures should we run out of food.
So he goes, well, okay. Yeah, extreme measures in case of running out of food. Yeah, that would be a bad thing. That's how we got into this mess. And he goes running down to the basement by himself, leaving you upstairs by yourself. Shoo, are you there?
Turns out that I hate ranchies.
Yeah, these games may be a bit early for her. Let's see. So let's get back to the other three of you who get out of your police interviews and checkups. And yeah, they are concerned about that bite that Roy has because it doesn't look like a human made that.
Just
Why
like
can't
a
I turn into
snake.
a werewolf? That'd be sweet.
Well,
I don't think you want Roy turning into this kind of werewolf.
I will definitely not say the word werewolf to them.
Probably for the best.
I'm a science teacher. I'm going to deny it as long as humanly possible.
I notice he said humanely possible and not humanly possible.
Okay.
So you three are at liberty now. What are you doing?
So, after the medics are ready with me, I'm back at full health. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, I did take some points off of health I probably shouldn't have. Let me see how many I can... Let's see how much undo I have. There it is. Okay, some people are messed up.
We knew that already.
Thank you, undo.
Oh wow, down to 4. Shit.
Yes.
I guess I should have looked at that before I formulated my response.
So I'll bring
Okay.
everyone up several points because there are paramedics on the scene because they knew there were some people being rescued there and didn't know what state they'd be in and didn't know what state the rescuers would be in and didn't know what state the culprits would be in.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got the better end of the deal
Mm-hmm.
and still got messed up.
Okay.
Mayhap Ray is offering Kamari a shoulder to, or a listening ear during the trip back to the house. She looks like she could use some stability restoration.
Actually, let me just...
Me need stability? No way.
Okay, I'm gonna wind it back that far instead.
Whoa.
Take those out, take those out. Take that up to there. Take that up all the way, take that up to there.
Don't need stability. You just need to deny.
Yeah, you're coming into this episode a little shaken by the events you've seen. And rightly so, I would think.
Just a bit.
Yeah, so for our viewing audience at home, Roy McNamara has 7 out of 9 stability points and 10 out of 12 health points. Raymond Starr has 4 out of 10 stability and 8 out of 10 health. And Kamaria Tier, well, full health and stability almost in the basement. It's scraping the treetops, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
1 out of 6.
That's right.
It'll be fine.
I'm fine.
You just need
It's fine.
source of stability. You just need to dance.
Oh, yeah. I'll
Everything.
just start dancing at the crime scene.
Just at
Really
river
great
dancing.
idea.
I'm going to ask Ray to look after Kamaria and her, so shrink her a bit.
Yes.
Going to take a look at my home to see if it's all right there because I haven't been there for a while.
Okay. You're going back to your place.
Secretly I'm thinking maybe Warwick, as she knows where I live, might be there. And maybe she's in trouble, so I should help her. But I'm not going to tell this to the rest of the group. I'm just going off.
What is the range on sense trouble?
Not nearly that much.
But I've already been primed, so to speak, to sense this particular type of trouble.
Well, you knew about it back at the end of episode 3, so yeah.
Damn it, Roy.
Fair enough.
This is not good. Yeah, that's
Say
right. It's not good, Buffers.
alcohol, man of science.
Oh, shit.
After all, I have been, the past night, I have been at the house. And I did dream about my home. So, and when I thought about going there, Lucy stopped me. So...
Okay, the funny thing is, given the reason you're going back to your place, being protective of Joy Norwick, even though you just heard that she may have been the one instigating the whole thing to begin with, well, that's playing into your risk factor. You get stability back for that.
Oh, God.
Hey.
No. Didn't earn that.
So, Ray and Kamaria, as far as you know, Roy is just going home.
Oh, geez. Of course, I guess we're not going to sense trouble here. Big stupid head.
Can you combine sense trouble with preparedness?
I'm not sure to what end you do that, but you have to obviously have something in mind.
Great big stupid head.
Mostly sensing a disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
There we go. Somebody said it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's never a good thing to say.
Cue evil DM chuckle now.
What's the worst that could happen? Say, what's the worst that could happen?
See, I like to ban that saying when I'm the player, but I love that saying when I'm the GM.
It's that way for everybody.
Yeah. So for Experienatu, say it all you want. For this game, let's not.
Yeah.
Especially for this game.
You think I am a fate that gives too easily into temptation?
I think you're evil.
Listen, I'm not giving him any new
I'll
ideas.
settle for that.
David already has the ideas, and he's going to do them regardless of whether or not I say what's the worst that could happen. He's not holding ideas in reserve.
There's a towel in my bedroom by the closet.
This is true, but still.
Okay, so far we have Casey off in one location with the medicine man. We have Roy off in another location with the possibility that he's going to meet an old flame that'll burn him hard. If he's lucky.
Should make
Like
Kamaria
I
happy.
said. Now, like I said, that leaves Ray and Kamaria to do what they will under the circumstances. What are you doing?
That's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, give each other stability.
Well, let's see. Well, we both have shrink, but I just,
Mm-hmm.
out of curiosity.
Okay, each point of shrink you spend will give 1 point of stability back to yourself, or 2 points back to someone else.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, ideally, Ray will combine flirting with listening to Kamaria's
yes, I was just
need
about
to
to say.
discuss.
I think that you should use shrink on me, and then you should woo me to get your stability back. Because why the hell not?
That's the plan.
I'm not sure you can use that on a player character.
Oh, that's
Yeah. So just stabilizing each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Okay, so Kamaria is going to spend 3 to bring Ray up to full, and Ray's going to spend 3 to bring Kamaria up to full.
Could be.
So you talk through it basically. It was a thing that happened, and there it is.
Yes.
So let's see,
Given
Casey.
they have so much in common in family history, it would be no wonder if they hit it off.
Yeah, I'm not sure it would. He writes books. She sets things on fire. I mean, think of the children.
Think of the children.
I'm having trouble not thinking of Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
But at least you'll stay warm in the winter apocalypse.
Yeah. The cold
So,
can't touch you.
Casey, you're there in a stranger's house. The stranger comes back up with a ham in a big mesh bag and drops it in the sink and runs some water and goes through preparations.
I'll see if I could. Well, I want to see if we can predict what's going to happen or what is happening.
Well, going to rely on going to rely on his occult studies, basically, to
Yes.
get that information.
Yes, because
And-
I don't have that.
Because you don't have that yourself. Okay. So, yeah. With one hand, he's maybe mixing up what looks like a brown sugar glaze. With the other hand and his eyes, he's looking in the book and flipping pages with his thumb. And well, if things go as I suspect they will, I'm guessing that those people who had forsworn themselves into the cult of the Eater might get some sort of shape-changing ability. Or if they had it to begin with, it would become a lot faster and easier to use.
Is that what I saw then
What you saw when?
when I was driving here just now?
Not impossible, I suppose. So this doesn't feel like a really suitable position. But I'm not doing anything on the grill today. Yeah.
Well, we should probably keep that in mind, though, just in case things happen.
Okay.
Setting things on fire seems to work for us. Mostly for Kamaria, but
Okay, so that happens. Then we'll cut back to Roy,
those
who
names.
gets back to his house. Oh, Joy isn't there. You just
Happy
get
Jojo.
you get into the house, which is kind of cool because you hadn't had the heat turned up. It's been snowing after all.
Well, I'm
Sort
still
of-
not
sort of-
turning the heat up.
Hmm?
I'm still not turning the heat up.
Okay,
I
so
keep it so.
yeah, it is cold in the house because you had it set, the thermostat set for spring, and it suddenly regressed back to winter.
Mm-hmm.
Snow piles up in your driveway and on your sidewalk and on the street out in front, and you're there in a lonely house by yourself.
I am looking
Unbelievable.
for signs scribbled on the doors. See if somebody set me up as a sacrifice.
Okay, as a matter of fact, you go around looking at the doors,
Yes.
and you do find a maybe slightly smeary symbol that someone has drawn with a finger.
Does it look like the ones we already know?
It looks like that symbol that you already know, yes.
Oh shit.
But you know what? This symbol is very old. It's
Oh,
dried on. It started flaking off even.
that's odd.
It's like someone had drawn the symbol on your door a long time ago.
Okay, I must admit that I don't often look after my house the way I should. So theoretically, it's possible that this symbol is here for 3 or 4 months.
Jeez.
Not impossible, no.
Not impossible. Still,
And that interest the mayor's daughter was showing in you makes you wonder.
it does.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure you want her to show up?
But I'm sure she's not the driving force in here. She's maybe a victim.
I will smack you.
So that's why I'm just going to picture of this smearing and send it to.
I'm sorry, send it to whom? You broke up at that last moment. Or maybe he's frozen.
No.
Own house just now.
Yeah, you'd frozen up a little bit there, and I couldn't hear who you were sending to.
To the group.
To the group. Oh boy.
Here we go.
It's showtime. Yeah, everybody gets the glyph. Casey gets it from Roy. Are you including much context in this text? Like saying it was on your back door and it was old.
No, I'm just saying I found it on my house, on my own house.
Not saying how fresh it is?
No.
Well, I think if he sends a picture, we would be able to kind of tell, wouldn't we?
Well, he's taking the picture. He's not in it.
I'm not in the picture, but I'm sending the picture of the glyph to you, so maybe you can see that it doesn't look rather fresh.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, you may ask.
Would we be able to tell? Like, would we be able to kind of tell by the picture, like, that it's not exactly fresh?
You know what? I will give it to Ray. He has the photography skill.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll take a point for that and let you know that, yes, this does appear to be a few months old.
We will.
Dry and crackly. You sent you the picture in enough detail. You can pick that up.
How is he still alive then?
Well,
I mean, I would actually ask that. Like, how are you still alive then?
I have
Why
no
are
idea.
you still alive then?
I was just wondering the same thing.
and Ray will chime into the text conversation with "That looks old."
That looks old, yes. It looks, maybe it failed. Maybe they made a mistake when they drew it.
I guess it's a
Check
good
and
thing
see
you've
if there are
been
any
staying
others.
at Lucy's house.
Huh. Yeah, Alfred looks at this and texts back, maybe the ritual was interrupted by something?
Maybe.
Oh, shit. Ouch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the penny drops.
Wow.
Okay. Thank
Well,
the
it's
mayor
true,
for punching me in the nose.
Yeah. Well, it's true. You don't remember much of what happened that night.
I remember the fist and the nose. And the heart. Okay.
But yeah, this just reframed the argument.
Yes.
I would ask Roy, who do you think might have drawn it out of the people that we know who are kind of connected to Castillo?
True, at this point, Camaria doesn't yet know that Roy knows about Joy.
You dick.
Just let him go. He's gone. Can't save him.
Paused again, huh? Ah, well.
Eh.
No.
Wait a second.
What?
Oh,
I didn't get that in full. I was froze up a bit.
Yeah, we noticed. Yeah. Okay. The
Okay.
the question. I forget what the question was.
I asked if you might know who might have drawn it.
No idea. So one of the kids probably.
I would say you don't need any sort of trivia skill to remember the incident that got Roy kicked out of the school in the first place.
It's not
No,
trivia.
we know. No.
You should check to see if there are any others around your house.
I'm checking the whole house for further clips.
Okay, this may take you a little while. Meanwhile, we'll get back to Ray and Kamaria, who may suspect that something is going on.
What with Roy?
Maybe.
Well, I mean, possibly.
I'm thinking even with an old mark on the door, we should check it out.
Yeah, probably. Let's go find him.
Well, you know where he is.
Yes, we do. But let's not even tell him. Let's just go over there. Come on.
Let's surprise him. Yeah.
Hey.
Let's surprise him. He'll love a good surprise. Let's go.
Do bring something to drink.
You know, after the day we had, why the fuck not? Quick stop by my place, good bourbon, and then we'll go over to Ray or to Roy's.
Sounds like a plan.
Great.
Good bourbon, good whiskey, good kerosene, good gasoline, good accelerants. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a non-zero chance that Roy's house gets burned down as a result of this. Just pointing that out.
Yeah, there's a non-zero chance of fire every session.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say it's about 70%.
I mean, that really depends on what happens here.
Well, yeah.
There's a greater than 50% chance of fire every section.
There's a 15% chance of surviving against a scarab.
Surviving against a what?
Scarab.
Ah,
He's playing Halo.
This
scarabs sound mean.
Christopher.
I should use them.
Shh.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
giving the GM ideas, Chris.
That's what we want to avoid.
Avoiding giving me ideas I don't already have. Yeah.
Yes. The worst that could happen. No, that's not going to change anything.
Yes.
Giving him new ideas. Avoid that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ideas he already has, whatever. Ideas
Yeah.
he hasn't had, shit.
Yeah, well, there's that.
By the way, I suddenly remember while I'm checking for the glyphs, I suddenly remember that the place I met with Joy Norwick was not here. It was in the motel. So maybe she might hide there.
Oh, Lord.
If she really returned and didn't call her father, she might have gone to the motel.
You're really going to make your fellow players jump through hoops, aren't you? I approve.
That's an awesome place for a teacher to meet up with a minor.
So, just to make sure,
Certainly memorable.
I do
half the town. Yeah.
I do finish the check of the house, and I am going to write to the group. I think I may go to check something out. Yeah, so I think that's enough as a message, and then I sent that, and then
And then you're off.
I try to move off. Maybe they catch up with me before I move off, because the town is not so big. They might still catch me in the act of leaving.
They might. You
I will hunt you down like a hound dog.
yeah.
It's for your own good.
It is for your own good.
Okay, so Ray and Kamaria. Whose car are you using, by the way?
Mine, Kamaria's was
Yeah,
set
mine
on
is
fire.
gone.
Oh, right. No, actually, it might have been repaired by this point. It's been a little while anyway.
Would have
Oh.
had to get it out of impound.
2
wouldn't we?
days.
We've been a little busy. We might not have gotten it completely out of impound yet.
Right. And its impound has been busy too, so.
True.
Mhm. So we're going to say it's not quite ready yet, and you're riding with Ray.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you get to Roy's house.
And no Roy.
Well, there's no car in the driveway.
God damn it.
There are deep tracks in the snow, maybe.
Oh, yes, there are.
Does anybody have...
Roy, what are you up to?
Checking something out. What a most informative message.
Mm-hmm. So helpful to the player characters who are trying to keep you alive. They may reward you for it.
I kind of look at Ray and go, you know, for the guy that said that he was going to go home to kind of recover and rest, he's not here.
We do have this text saying he's going to check something out.
And those tracks in the snow.
But what?
I mean,
Okay,
neither
so
of us is a
I would
tracker,
text. So I would text back saying, check what out? It is not smart for us to be alone right now.
But I can't text and drive, can I?
While she's texting, I'll follow tracks in the snow.
All right, good.
Okay. So
Follow
as
that
soon as I
pattern.
reach as soon as I reach the motel, I'm first thing reading the texts, and then I'm going to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Do I reach the motel?
You know what? It's snowy on the road, and being you, probably had a few.
Oh no!
Just one. I didn't have the time. Just one.
Okay, so I'll
One.
put the difficulty of the driving roll at 3.
At 3. That's a piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a tough road, so I'm spending one point from my driving.
Okay. So he has a 2 and 3 chance, and he's laughing. That can't be good, he says, smiling.
And I rolled a 1.
Whoops.
Oh, good, he's safe.
Oh, great!
I rolled the only result that would not get me to the motel.
Yep. Nice going. You get your car into a ditch.
Ouch. No.
Yeah, yeah, something small ran across. That might actually have been a rabbit, and you braked and slid and sleared and all that sort of stuff you associate with physics that shouldn't be applied to cars but happens in a snowstorm.
Okay. Sitting in the ditch, I check the message,
Mm-hmm.
see the question, what am I checking out, and I answer apparently nothing, because I just I just veered off the road.
Yeah. What was he checking? Friction coefficients, apparently.
Science.
No ice.
And I think
I'm not gonna throw any injuries at you, but it does mean your car is at least temporarily out of commission until it gets hauled out of the ditch somehow.
looks like.
So somewhere along in here, I think it would be appropriate. Let's see, would it be appropriate? Yeah, it would be appropriate for Kamaria and Ray to come riding along and see this car sticking up out of the ditch.
That's not right.
Then, would you trust a Marine if this happened?
So we'll carefully stop.
Okay, you carefully stop and you notice that's not Roy's car.
They killed. I'm fighting
Uh-oh.
scared.
Do we investigate? Christopher.
Did you say, do you risk it?
Yes.
I don't know, do you?
That was more a question for Kamaria.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? My husband was distracting me.
Okay.
What are we risking?
Okay, well, you found a car in the ditch.
Yes.
It's not Roy's.
Wait, what?
You found a car in a ditch. It's not Roy's.
It's another car.
Roy, did you steal a car?
No.
Okay. So what do you mean, do we risk it? Like, do we check it out?
Well,
Wait, what?
I think we should check it out, but I'm not really sure. Like, do we continue looking for Roy? Or do we just...
Yeah, I don't think this is.
Well,
Get out of the way!
well, we need to keep looking for Roy.
maybe just a quick peek into the car?
How about this? Let me get out. I will check it out. You continue looking for Roy. And then when you find him, come back for me.
Okay, so Kamaria, you're going to get out in the snow and send off your working vehicle to go looking for Roy.
Yes, because Roy is kind of my #1 priority right now.
And
I can't help feeling sometimes maybe you're stacking the risk factors on a little deep here.
do you grab a coat out
Well,
of the car?
It is the genre.
Well,
It is, yeah.
Kamaria is let's be fair here. Kamaria is the type that, again, is very protective of people, especially those that she cares about.
Given that you have dangerously protective of the weaker in here as a risk factor, yeah, I could see that.
Yes, so this is definitely her risk factor coming into play.
This would be her bailiwick, yes.
Yes.
Yes, so you're going to be out there by yourself with, how are you armed? You were just sort of coming back from,
Well, she does have alcohol. And
oh yeah, she did stock up on drinks and such.
Yeah,
probably
Especially the such.
Yeah, the alcohol, and I mean, I always have my lighters now.
Okay, so you get out of the car. You send the car off, so Ray is nowhere near when this happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, yeah. You approach, and, well, you can see the passenger door is open on the other side of the car, and it looks like there was a wild animal attack in there.
Oh, wonderful.
And the wild animal has seen you.
What?
Let's start off with a. Let's start this off big. This is a. We're gonna call this. Let's see, a 5 or a
Major
6.
milestone?
Oh, you should be so lucky. Yeah, let's see. 4. Yeah, we're gonna call it a 4-point stability test.
Awesome.
Oh.
Actually we're gonna increase it a little bit. We're gonna make it a 5-point stability test because not only have you come across the grisly murder scene, but you've seen the thing doing it. It's not quite human.
I'm gonna be good. I will spend 2.
Okay, so you're gonna try to make this a an even money shot. You lose 5.
Yeah.
Well, if she spends 2, then she just needs to get 3. So that's 3, 4, 5, or 6. We'll do it. So
I got a 6.
Okay. You spent 2 on that. And yeah, there is. Okay, remember those things that you saw in Richard Handy's sort of death vision that you were kind of running away from?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This resembles one of those.
hungry.
Yeah. And now the fight begins.
Oh.
Wow. You
Yeah, she hit the jackpot. So we'll start with some sort of doing scuffling or shooting.
running.
Because I'll give it to you first because you have the higher athletics.
Mhm. I will do
Gesundheit.
I will do scuffling.
Okay, scuffling to try to damage this thing.
Yeah.
One die plus whatever you choose to spend from your scuffling pool to hit.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend 2.
Okay. I shall note here, you're down to scuffling 7.
Yes.
And give me a roll. Your target number is going to be a 5.
Okay. That's a 4, so that's a 6.
Okay, you hit. Give me a die of damage.
That is only a 2, unfortunately.
What?
That's only a 2.
Hmm.
Wonder if Ray should sense trouble.
I'm going to find a black because I can take.
That would be possible to sense.
You know what
trouble.
else? Actually, it would be easier for Ray to sense trouble because he's just driving away from the scene and had a small chance of noticing something moving on the passenger side of the car.
I meant Ray. Sorry about that.
True.
He can run it over.
Yes. Let's do. Do I have a target?
Well, your target number is going to be a 5 on this.
We'll spend
How many
2.
points? Okay. You take yourself down to 4.
And I got a 5.
Okay. Yeah.
During that.
Yeah, it does look as if Kamaria is about to throw down with something. Actually, it has already started. You sort of see it in the rearview mirror.
Well, let's carefully turn the car around and head back.
Carefully turn the car around. This may delay you slightly, but under the circumstances, given that cars are flying off into ditches these days, it's probably for the best.
Yes.
And it is going to try clawing at you. Give me an athletics roll to avoid getting hit. Your target number is going to be a 5.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna spend 2.
Okay.
And that's a 4. So
That's good enough. You avoid getting clawed by this thing. Now, Ray, you're back there in a car. You're sort of turning yourself, or you're still getting yourself turned around to point at the scene. Vehicular homicide or pesticide or whatever you want to call it has risks. Because, stopping before you hit Kamaria, kind of iffy in this weather.
Yes.
He's had a lot of...
Okay, then. Let's see. Kamaria. Scuffling or shooting? Your action.
I will do scuffling.
Okay, you're going to try damaging it more with your bare hands. And
with
bare
a bottle, maybe.
Yeah,
Bottle of brandy.
Bear in mind, bare hands are less efficient than some sort of weapon.
Yeah. Well, I do have an alcohol bottle.
Right. That may be what you have to do. That may be what you have to use.
I'm perfectly happy to start using this alcohol bottle to beat it.
Flambe!
Don't break it.
Okay, so give me a scuffling roll. Your target number is still a 5.
Okay. I'm gonna spend 1.
Okay.
Oh,
Takes you down. Uh-oh.
That's a 2.
Okay, so you whiff completely. The bottle completely misses. It's still intact, but its contents remain resolutely unspilled upon the beast, nor has the beast taken any sort of damage from the flying flinders from its unbroken form.
Yes.
Or did I get unnecessarily floored with that description? Anyway. Now it's time for you to roll athletics to avoid getting hit by it.
Yeah.
And it's being all sorts of clawy. Target number is 5.
I will spend another 2.
Taking you down to that.
And that is 5.
You avoid getting clawed again. Okay, Ray, your car is pointed in the correct direction now.
Yay. I'm not sure my driving skills are up to the task of trying not to hit Kamaria.
I don't care, just do it.
Kamaria is a dancer. She will dance out of the way like that.
What's the worst that could happen, he says, noting Ray's driving skill of 3.
Does do it.
You have 1 shot.
And it's a big one. Weighs at least 1,400 pounds.
But is it worth risking the only currently drivable vehicle?
Good question.
Well,
how do you wish to handle this?
If it saves her, it's worth anything.
What are you doing?
Well, we'll make the initial run anyway. I would imagine I'm far enough away that it'll take another turn to get there.
Okay.
Point the car and start easing up to speed.
You're being very careful with your thing, Slaughter, in this weather. I'll give you the driving roll next round at a slightly reduced success number to at least plow into the combat. It's going to be up to the others to look. It's going to be up to the others to get out of the way.
Having driven through snow before, I wouldn't expect to floor it and actually be able to go in the direction I wish to go. So,
right.
We'll definitely ease up to speed.
So back around to Kamaria.
Yes.
Your chance to scuffle or shoot.
Yes, I will scuffle again.
Okay, scuffling, spending how much on your target number of 5?
I will
Spending
spend
1. Okay.
Damn it, that's 3.
One more point would have done it for you. And it's going to swing at you again. Target number 5 athletics check to not get slashed.
I'll spend 1.
Living dangerously.
That's a 5.
Okay. Still unhit.
Yep.
Still have a broken bottle of liquor. Unbroken bottle of liquor, too.
Yes.
So, Ray, give me a driving roll. Your target number is... Okay, are you just plowing into it, or are you trying to avoid Kamaria?
Trying to avoid Camoria while plowing into it.
Your
Just
target
plow
number
into
is...
it, dude.
Okay, your target number for the driving roll is 4.
Okay.
That's attainable.
We'll spend a point.
Spending 1 point.
5.
Well, I'm going to make a spontaneous athletics check for it.
He replies unspontaneously.
Yeah, it did manage to dodge out of the way. Sort of leapt back from Kamaria, and it is now running off into the whiteout.
Yeah. Good.
So, good news, Kamaria. Ray came back for you.
Well then.
Come with me if you want to live.
Everything is fine.
So I guess that's my cue to get back into the car.
Could be, yeah. Are you doing anything else about the accident scene?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess the person's dead, aren't they?
What's left of them is, yeah.
And there was nobody else in there?
Well, okay, there was one person in the car.
Okay.
Now it's about 3/5, 3/4, certainly more than half.
Okay, then, no, fuck it, let's just go.
Okay.
You're not going to try to do CPR on the 3/4 of a person's body?
No, we need to just find Roy and find Roy now.
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, things are getting crazy out there.
And he actually had a mark on his helmet.
Dang it! A grunt! A
After a few more minutes of driving, Roy, do you have a bottle with you in the car?
No, I don't. And that's
Aw.
nerving.
That's a tragedy.
Yeah,
I have only empties in here.
at least on display or just under the seats?
Coming.
Under the seat.
Yeah. Weird Al Yankovic's Tacky has a line, all my used liquor bottles are on display.
Yes.
Having all your used liquor bottles on display in your car would be next level tacky.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just a few minutes before they come driving up.
That's good. Because I was just pondering if I should try to look at the axle or something, but on the other hand, it's cold outside, so
It
I
is
was
rather, yeah.
sitting
No shit.
inside.
Well, it's freezing out there, yeah, technically, but it's not Arctic cold. It's cold enough to freeze water.
Okay. So, when you guys come here,
You arrive, and there's a car in the ditch, and that one is Roy's.
And I hear a car, so I get out and walk up towards the road in order to make signs for whoever is coming here.
Okay, Ray, you're approaching the car, and there's this thing shambling at you. Oh, it's Roy.
Cautiously bring the car to a stop
Mm-hmm.
so as not to run away.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would
it's
defeat the
you.
purpose.
It's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This snow, it's crazy out here. I lost the way and I fell into the ditch here. It's almost embarrassing. You lost your face.
I would say that at this point, Kamaria probably, even though her stability is probably okay, she probably
Her stability has taken a little ding, but she is not in any sort of
she's
danger.
holding the bourbon bottle like to her chest like this. Like, oh wait, where's I can use my water bottle like this. And she probably looks pretty, like, visibly shaken right now.
You don't really have to worry about shaken until 0, but it's obvious you've seen some shit.
Yeah.
What about
What happened?
Oh, just a fucking Yeti.
What?
Or, no, Wendigo, or whatever it is.
Where?
Oh, just a couple things down in a car eating somebody.
Oh boy.
No big deal, right?
They are out in... We need weapons.
They are out in plain daylight.
We need the army.
No shit. We need bazookas. We need rocket launchers.
But how? Wait. Jonathan's house. Jonathan has guns in his house.
So what, you want to just break in?
Well, no, not in Jonathan's house. That would be bad because I think he has some precautions. He did something to make sure nobody breaks in. He has this creepy thing that looks out of the backyard window. No, let's not break into that house. By the way, I wanted to go to this motel outside. Everything's all right there.
The Hollywood Motel.
Yeah.
Motel.
Yeah, it would be the
Because
Hollywood Motel.
it's outside, and the people there, it's cut off from the town.
Okay.
So I was worried.
Thanks.
So, can we take a look there for a moment?
I mean, I guess if you really want to.
I think, yes. Maybe they also have something we can arm up on, because we clearly need something.
At a motel?
Riding in the snow.
Is there a reason why you think they'd have something to arm up on? Is it run by, like, gun runners?
No, I don't think so.
It's Yeti season. No.
Well,
Duck season.
where would we find something to protect us?
Yeah. Once and for all.
Where's Jon Snow when you need him?
Yeah, really.
Duck season. Duck season.
Probably off in the north again.
Okay, well, we'll check it out, but yeah, we definitely need to stock up on some guns, bazookas, rockets, firepower, flamethrowers.
Wait, Casey's in the works in the Mammoth mod, and I think the Mammoth mod might have a sports section or something. Maybe we find something there.
Yes, the bazooka section is Mammoth Mart Sports section because softball pitches can be so boring.
Not a bazooka, obviously. But maybe at least a baseball bat or something.
Baseball bat. Actually, I wouldn't mind having a machete.
Oh,
A machete sounds like a really good idea right now.
yeah, I think it does. And also, you have brandy here.
For internal application, I'm sure.
Maybe we should just to keep our level head, take a swig or something.
You know, Roy, normally I would say that's a very bad idea, but... And I open it up and I take a really huge swig and then hand it to him.
Okay. And I take another one.
Aren't
Do
you
you
glad
want one
they're
too,
not driving, Ray?
Yeah, this is why Ray is driving.
Yeah. I'm still offering him.
Ray is the designated driver. Roy is the designated drinker. Works out okay.
Okay, let's go to the motel for a quick look and then off to the Mammoth Mart.
Okay, as it is closing in on 1 o'clock and time to bring things to kind of a standstill, I will throw in this one other thing.
Uh-oh.
I've been neglecting Casey for a while. Casey and Alfred.
Do we really need anything more? Because I feel like the only thing you can say right now is going to be a bad thing. It's not going to be like, oh, hey, look, you find a bunch of Girl Scout cookies.
Do it.
It's human season.
And they expire tomorrow, so you have to eat them all now.
I like his thinking. It's human season.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
What happens?
This would be a sense trouble opportunity for you, Casey.
Uh-oh.
All right. What have I got?
Your target number is a 4.
Oh, you know what? I didn't actually spend my driving points. I'll do that now. 4.
Uh-oh.
I might as well spend 3 on that. So.
Okay, so down to 7 there. So I will just give this to you. You hear the scratching elsewhere in the house. Yeah. Elsewhere in the house, you hear a scratching.
Thanks.
Does it sound like it's coming from the basement? Where?
No, it sounds like it's coming. No, it sounds like it's coming from the living room.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna grab one of the shotguns and a pouch that's sitting next to it and run downstairs.
Well, you're already on the first floor. It's in the living room, which is off to the side. You and Alfred are in the kitchen.
Oh, okay. So, that's right. He's still in here. I thought he went down to the basement or something.
Yeah.
He did. He got a
He came
hand.
back.
It is
that's
now
right.
falling in the sink.
That's
You're
right.
gonna have a lovely dinner if you're trapped in here that long.
But you have also a big ham that you can throw towards a Wendigo if you need to.
Maybe. Is eating a Wendigo cannibalism?
I don't think so.
It's meta-cannibalism.
It's sort of. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Alfred, do you have a dog?
Okay, have you ever heard of a game called Chill?
I have not.
Okay. There is a creature in that called the Black Tamanu. It has a peculiar dietary restriction. It can only eat cannibals.
Wow.
That's all sorts of great.
So when you bring one of those into play, guess what's on the menu?
It's like the Dexter of monsters.
Kind of, yeah. Anyway, you get out to the living room. You heard these scratches. Well, the good news is nothing got in. The bad news is there is a thing scratched into one of the windows, and I think you can guess what it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's the symbol.
No!
It's a smiley face.
No! Not on Alfred's place.
Why do I get the feeling the three of you are not going to be headed to Mammoth Mart after all?
Oh, I'm gonna kill someone.
I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad I'm not represented in the game by an actual person I want to keep living.
Are you sure we're not headed to Mammoth Mart? Because I might need a machete.
We will need everything we got.
But I do need a machete.
Okay. So it's sounding like the resupply mission just got a little more intense.
Yes.
Although I might just spend like all of my preparedness and just give myself a machete. Like that might just be how
Camoria reaches deeply
surprise
into
me.
her purse.
Oh, I all forgot about my machete I had with me all along.
No, I just call my brother and be like, hey, by the way, remember that machete you have? Hey, bring it over to this address. Thanks.
The machete was within your inventory the whole time. No.
I completely forgot I had this here.
Yeah.
Camoria calls her
It was
brother to ask
strapped-
about a machete. And he says, oh, I put it in your
strapped
purse
to
a
my
week ago.
Oh, I totally left that in your purse. Oh, thank you so much. You're such a sweet brother. Oh,
Where am I gonna get a machete? Oh, hey, my Amazon order arrived. Yeah. But yeah, with that arrangement of things going on, I think this is a good place to stop broadcast.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So
Once again, you have us pushed to the wall and flabbergasted.